Racing on Saturday takes place out at Turffontein. We are racing on the stand-side track, and like Hollywoodbets Durbanville, where we've got 10 races, we've got 10 races at the Big T on Saturday, and race number 1 is at 11:50. Joining me on the line is Alistair Cohen. Alistair, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks, Phil. Nice to catch up again. Lovely 20-race spread across the South African calendar on the Saturday. I think that punters will probably fancy their chances with the Hollywood Punters Challenge on the Turffontein card, and then probably look at Hollywoodbets Durbanville and say, well, one exotic will probably last us to the Betway Summer Cup. So those are probably the dynamics at play. Some excellent horses that will be running at Turffontein on Saturday. Sadly, Cousin Casey is scratched. He's en route to Cape Town, I believe. But we got the likes of Lucky Land and a few other top horses. Grade 1 winner VJ's Angel running as well. Some very strong maiden plates to get stuck into, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, race number 1, 1160 meters is the distance. Maiden plate for fillies and mares, and you can scratch number 1, Dragon. It's a field of 9 that remain. Joint favourites, Mountain High and Kommetjie Storm at 16-10, Sunfire at 9-2. I see you, number 9 has found a touch of early support, first timer here, 16-1 into 10-1. This filly Mountain High, she's becoming too costly to follow now. Beaten favourite at 4 for 5 outings. Last time out, beaten by Stable Companion who was at huge odds that day. I tend to believe that number 6, Kommetjie Storm, could be ready and could be tuned up to win after that layoff.
Yeah, that could be the case, Raheel. I think what we also need to bear in mind, it's the first meeting on the stand-side track in a few months. It's just had its spring treatment, so they'll be running on very fresh grass. So perhaps any preconceived draw bias or what has been quite a dry Joburg for the last 4 or 5 days might go out the window. I just want to talk about the slight money on number 9, Whistling Straight by Lancaster Bomber, Paul Match and a Muziani team up. The family all get a trip, so I wouldn't suspect that 1160 on debut will be the office. However, very well bred, might be a horse to follow in the future. I do agree with the market. I think it's an absolute boat race between numbers 2 and 6. Obviously, the form lines of number 2, Mountain High, are stronger. You're right, that it's probably once bitten, twice shy. In fact, a few times bitten, a few times shy. When number 2, Mountain High, gets Pierce Stratham on board. She was all over a winner last time when A Fitness and also a huge run from Stable Companion Coco Melon just got her beaten. What's interesting that Coco Melon runs in the Princess Charlene Starling Stakes just a week later and gets the services of Richard Ferree, and you might have taken the stance that Ferree could ride the Stable Companion World of Valor. So is that a statement of intent that this form might be a little bit better than what face value suggests? So I'm going to give 2, Mountain High, the vote.
That's number 2.
Number 6, Kommetjie Storm, who comes off a layoff. Gavin Larena takes a ride for Tony Peter. But I do think there are only 2 possible winners here, numbers 2 and 6.
Yeah, moving along to race number 2, the start of the bipot, and this is at 12 of 1160 meters. It is a maiden plate. Number 10, Exceedingly Glam at 15-10. Number 6, Grey Jet, 4-1 into 3-1, 7-1, Elysian Bow, it's 8-1, and Better Ball those. Now, according to the market, Exceedingly Glam is strongly fancied here at 15-10. You've just got the first timer who's nearest rival. Second to Hat Trick or Treat, who actually ran a fair race yesterday when finishing in, I think it was 3rd position.
Yeah, so there are a few dynamics at play here, Raheel. I think the stance is it's either number 10, Exceedingly Glam, or a first time. It's as simple as that. I think the rest of the form is just nowhere near good enough to recommend. Exceedingly Glam, funny enough, is a full sister to Elegant Ice, who won over, was it 1,000 meters or 1,200 on Thursday at the Vaal. So the drop in distance for number 10, Exceedingly Glam, genetically, could be a wise move from Sean Terry. Also, you'd rather be drawn towards the outside than you'd rather see a high number draw than a low number draw, despite what I said as an opening salvo. And obviously Hat Trick or Treat, as you say, ran a nice race in 3rd on Thursday. First run out the maidens, which was a commanding win, to be fair. And also second run after rest, she should be fitter, she should be better with the run under the belt, and she gets a sex allowance and carries 56.5. So number 10, Exceedingly Glam, easily the best race runner on offer. Quite a few of the first timers make appeal as far as the breeding is concerned, especially this horse number 4, Brigham, by Buffalo Bill Cody from a strong Wilkebos Drift Maritzfontein family. Again, probably likely to be better over further. Caden Brewer takes a ride for Wayo Mowing. But just watch any action in the market with number 4, Brigham. I haven't heard anything about him, but he could be be interesting enough. Same comment applies for number 9, Mystic Vision. Muzieni rides for Paul Match, drawn towards the inside, but it won't take much for these two horses to be in at least the top 4 on debut, but no doubt who they have to beat.
Yeah, it is the start of the bipod, so you've got that luxury of watching the horses go down to the start before making your final decision as to which numbers you include into the first leg. Race number 3 next to this is a maiden plate over 1,400 meters. And number 2, Ichacha, the favorite at 13-10. One more star, 5-2. That's found early support from 7-2. Pioneer Square at 7-2, and then you can get 8-1 and better bar those. Now, this horse, Ichacha, is having his first start for New Yard and the first run on the stand side track. But Alistair, I like the look of One More Star. His comeback run I thought was a very, very nice run over distance, short of his best. He's related to Malmoose, and he's a horse that will no doubt love the 1,400 meter trip. And I can see this horse proving to be a tough nut to crack here. Number 6, One More Star there at 5-2. I see that that second to Zafar last time out. I know it was on the maybe not a strong race over 1,200, but I thought it was quite a nice run when finishing second. The manner in which he closed them down all the way to the line was quite encouraging, and he did run 13 lengths of Truth on debut. Truth was quite an easy winner of that race, and I think the rest would have done him a world of good. And now second up, he could certainly make his presence felt in quite a big way here. We've also got Pioneer Square in the race, who ran third to Zafar last time out. So he's got about 3.5 lengths to find on that run. But he's also got improvement to come. And I see reported respiratory noise on debut. And if that doesn't just hold him back on Saturday, or if they've got a hold of that issue, then he could certainly be right in the firing line. And then, as I mentioned, number 2, Ichacha, he ran second to Heather's Boy, 2 starts back, second to Ombudsman, and Heather's Boy runs late on and is quite a short-priced favourite at around 9-10, and that second to Ombudsman. I thought quite a good ride from Pierre to get Ombudsman home on that outing. But Alistair, race 3, what's your thinking here? One More Star. I like the look of this horse.
Yeah, sorry about that, Rahil. No idea what happened. I think that the market's got it right. I think it's a particularly strong maiden, and I think that there are 3 winning chances. I'll put One More Star on top. Craig Zaki takes it right for Sean Terry. You're right, being a half-brother to Malmoose. The step up in distance will suit. He'll be fitter. He'll be better with that run under the belt. There was talk about him last time out coming off a layoff, and he's obviously got 3 lanes to spare over number 7, Pioneer Square. With that said, Pioneer Square steps up in distance as well. Was horribly green on debut, and would like to believe that he'll close that deficit. So he's very, very interesting as number 7, Pioneer Square. He is a nice horse in the making. So consider him, despite the fact that he's got 3 lanes to turn around. I think that he might have to settle for just being in behind number 6, One More Star, personally. And then obviously number 2, Ichacha. Interesting that he's got a new yard. Tara and Zaki now trains. Pila Sunday and Orly takes a ride. Penultimate start to Heather's Boy. We'll learn a lot more about Heather's Boy later on in the card. The talk is all good. Obviously fluffed his lines next time out when going off a short price favourite. But with that said, he's just got the profile that screams he's ready to win. And I know that Stuart Pettigrew held him in high regard. I think he'll be quite bitter that the horse has left him. So number 2, Ichacha, goes into the equation as well. As far as the PA is concerned, you probably don't even need 2 of the 3. I can just see them running sort of 2, 6, and 7. In what order's up for debate, but if I had to tip them, I'd go 6, 7, 2.
Yeah, 6, 7, 2. That's race number 3. Moving along to race number 4, which will be the start of the Pick 6. 1,160 meters, and it's a field of 6 runners now that remain. Cousin Casey and Sheldon are scratched. Lucky Lad, he is a multiple group winner. He's at 6-10 in the market. He does return off a rest, 90 days since his last start, and it's the first time that Craig Zaki rides his 4-year-old son off. Give me the green light. Alistair, looking through the field, it's not a field where you think that Lucky Lad could be opposable, but the horse that I think may just have his number, he's fit, he gets 2.5 off the back. This horse, William Robertson, do you think that he can turn Lucky Lad over, given that he does return off a 3-month rest?
Is he good enough to? That's the big question. I suppose it is probably now and never again for number 3, William Robertson, but I think number 2, Lucky Lad, if you consider that probably right now Dice is the best sprinter in the country, who's next in line? You'd probably say it's Lucky Lad. He was desperately unlucky in the Mercury Sprint. That form line is... just obviously hampered his chances at Hollywoodbets Greyville on Gold Cup Day in that Grade 1. He is a very, very good horse. We know what he was all about as a 2-year-old. He started his career with a bang. I'm just not sure that he's as good at Hollywoodbets Greyville as he is down the straight. I think it's as simple as that. I think he's at home running in a straight line, and here we go. I know it's a seasonal debut, and I know that Sean Terry is not one to ready them up first time out with the bigger picture involved. But I'm going to take the stance that he's the best horse in the race. My suggested bet is a pick 6. I'm going to kick off with a banker. I'm satisfied, I'm comfortable, and I think that Lucky Lad will win despite the fact that he's likely to need the run.
Yeah, Lucky Lad, short price favourite at 6 to 10 and all in here in leg 1 of the pick 6. Moving along to race number 5, middle stakes over 1800 metres. Argo Ali, 33 to 10. Attarime, who's turning out to be quite a nice sort at 7 to 2. Walk Bomber at 4 to 1. Marauding Horde, he's been gelded. Interesting there that they've taken the chance there to geld us, son of Vercingetrix. It's 11 to 2, Home of the Brave, 7 to 1, and Better Bar. Those competitive race, your thoughts?
Probably the hardest leg of the pick 6, Raheel, and you'll probably tell by the end with my perm that I've gone 4 horses, and it's by far the biggest spread that I've got in the pick 6. I've gone 2, 4, 5, and 8 here. Let's start with number 2, Home of the Brave. Fluent win at pinnacle level last time. Got the maximum £6 penalty. He ran above his rating on that occasion. For me, he was a surprise winner. But let's also give credence to the fact that Home of the Brave ran against horses that are probably on the decline. The Brave just got into the right place at the right time. You're better, fitter horse for that and make the final cut for the Allied. So I think this run just probably to being overly optimistic and saying that he's a good thing. For Og Ali has hit the obvious concern is how is he going to go over 8 shown over this distance on all 3 occasions.
Yeah,
the way that he's running and performing is too good to ignore. Of course, last time up, Muzieni was brave, going towards the inside all by himself. He was running in his own race, and he absolutely commanded that day. Horse who was beaten 8 lengths came out and ran second in the Vol on Thursday. As you mentioned, number 5, Attarime, a horse on the up. He's looking more and more impressive every time he comes out. He's on the back of a £7 penalty, but he could well be up to the task. He's getting better, stronger, and more exciting as time goes on. And then number 8, Warhawk Bomber, Gavin Lorino. He's going to get down to 55.5. That's a hard ask. I do think he's better on the inside track, number 8, Warhawk Bomber, but the fact that Lorina's taken the ride at 55.5 suggests that the expectations are there for a big run from the son of Lancaster Bomber, so I've included him as well. So those are my 4 horses here in a very, very tricky race. If there is any race on the card that you're going to go field in the pick 6, it's this one.
Yeah, very tough race number 5. Race 6, next up, MR96 over 1100 meters, 14:40 is the off time. And here, number 3, Pistol Pete, 16 to 10. Number 9, Great Tricks. He has found support, 2 to 1 into 16 to 10. 5 to 1, Rainbow Reward. 8 to 1 in Better Bar. Those Chayavana and Johnny Appleseed are the scratch-ins here. So it's a field of 8 runners that remain for this race. And Pistol Pete, 16 to 10 in the market. He is a horse that has won 4 times from 7 outings. And last time out, went off as even money favourite, and the expectation was there for this horse to wrap proceedings up for us on Gold Cup Day and to come home as the winner. But he was beaten 6 lengths behind King of the Gauls, and making his return, he's no doubt probably the best horse in the race, Alistair.
Yeah, very, very interesting, Raheel, because I agree. Right now, he's the best horse in the race. But the noises I've heard out of the camp about Great Tricks are also very positive indeed. I think the 3-year-olds were fighting out. I've gone just 2 horses here, numbers 3 and 9. Pistol Pete's a very good horse. He's a speed machine. He's got everything to be a very, very good sprinter. Gavin Lorina takes the ride, outside draw, first run after a layoff. We know that Tony Peter doesn't mess around, and he might need the run, but he's not going to be so ring rusty that he's going to need it badly and fluff his lines completely. On Gold Cup Day at Hollywoodbets Greyville, everything that can go wrong went wrong. He blew it at the start. He couldn't get into the race from there. And obviously the track was running very fast that day. King of the Gauls went off to the front and made it count. So from that point of view, ignore the last run. And if you take that last run out of the picture, then he's got compelling form and definitely good enough form to win the race. Again, not his cup final. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of races for him to focus on in the coming months, but yeah, he's a very good horse, and he's going to be bang in the finish. Number 9, Great Tricks. Like I said, the noises coming out of the camp about the profile and about the class and the excitement of the Son of Verus and Getrix is very high, particularly from Muzieni. He labelled this as one of the nice horses to follow through the season. So number 9, Great Tricks, include him, respect him. I think they expect him to go a little bit further than this level in time.
Yeah, 3 and 9 in race number 6, and number 9, Great Tricks. Keen to see how he goes returning off that rest and in receipt of 9 kgs. Perhaps that could certainly count over the final stages. Race number 7, it's an MR 102 handicap of 1600 meters, and Greeting My Master is at 2-1. Master Christmas 3-1. Jury's out 5-1. 6-1 About Silent War, Mastership, and then it is 10-1 and Better Baldos. Now, Alistair, when I had a look at this race, the South Africa House caught my eye because he's in a handicap for the first time in forever, and Kabelo Matsinyane takes a ride. But when I had a look at the distance, 1600 meters was a concern for me. He beat Wiseact in the graduation, and that was earlier in the year on the 30th of May. But if he gets a trip, I think there could be value at 14-1.
Raheel, I've got 2 horses in the pick 6, and I should probably only have 1. I don't like the Africa House over a mile, must be honest, despite the fact that he's now probably at the right level. Number 3, Greeting My Master, for me, has got so much in hand from the handicapper that he's going to take all the beating the Son of Master of my fate. Last time he was stuck on the outside. In fact, overall, his draws since getting to Joburg have been shocking. The only time he pulled a draw, he beat William Ironarm, and William Ironarm is rated 122, I think. So that's how much Greeting My Master's got in hand. He only got a £4 penalty for that win. Second one after arrest, Gavin Arena takes a ride for Alec Laird, and I think that he will take a lot of beating. The only horse I backed him up with, only because every horse that he's met, he's got better off as number 6 doing well at home. But deep down, do I think he can beat number 3, Greeting My Master? No, but I've got him in the pick 6 because I'll be lynched by the viewers if Candace's horse were to win, and I've left him out because, like I said, I know he's doing very well. But under no illusions, number 3, Greeting My Master, is the horse to beat. Like I said, he's got so much in hand from the handicapper on that win over William Ironarm, and last time just didn't have the rub of the green with top weight, bad draw, and also needing the run.
During the week, Andy's girl 2-1 that looked to be an absolute gift. 2-1 About This Horse. Do you think that's a gift?
I think that's a gift, to be honest. I think number 3, Greeting My Master, will win race number 7.
Well, there we go. The confidence from Alistair Cohen in race number 7. He likes his horse, Greeting My Master, a lot. And like we saw, Andy's girl short to odds-on favourite during the week. Well, this horse is likely to start in the red come race time on Saturday. Race number 8, Fillies and Mares, 94 handicap over 1600 metres. VJ's Angel, odds-on favourite here. Quantum at 15-2. It's in... you can get 17-2 and Better Baldos. But Alistair, this I'm sure this is another bank in the pick 6 for you. VJ's Angel, a very nice win in the Premier Champion Stakes when beating the boys. And then last time out, awkward draw. She just had no luck in running last time out. But on Saturday, gate 1, Gavin aboard. She should take all the beating.
I agree. She's a banker in the pick 6 here, Raheel. The scratching of the stable probably shows a signal of intent. At the end of the day, we're comparing grade 1 form with horses that have been nowhere near grade 1 level. Yes, there's no middle class in this race, because when you look at the spread of weights, her and Dance My Lord carry 60 and 60 and a half, and then all the way down to sort of bottom weight, there's that no 57. Her seasonal debut, it wasn't pretty. It played on quite nicely. In fact, I'll have links behind Celtic Rumours. She'll come on terrifically with that run under the belt, and I make her bank in the pick 6. Number 1, VJ's Angel, in the penultimate leg of what's going to be a pretty big play at Turffontein on Saturday.
Yeah, all in with the number 1, VJ's Angel, in race number 8. She's at 25-100, and she looks to be a very tough horse to oppose. Moving along to race number 9. This is an MR 74 handicap of the 1600 meter trip. And Heather's Boy is the favourite here at 9-10. It's Bacchus at 28-10. you can get 10 to 1 about Safe Space Flag Bearer, and then it is 12 to 1 and better bar those. Now, as we touched on Heather's Boy in one of the earlier races where Ichacha runs, that we learn a lot more about Heather's Boy in race 9. And Alistair, this horse, he looks to be the part. I mean, that debut win was so impressive. I don't think the 2 lengths does it justice, beating Ichacha, and I think he's going to be a tough horse to oppose.
Yeah, he came from such a long way back, and the way that he quickened, the way that he went past them in style, he could be a proper horse in the making, the son of Rafif out of Folk Dance, who was a very good mare herself. She won the Fillies Mile with Paul Peter quite a long time ago. Craig Zeki takes the ride. The draw's obviously not ideal, and it probably is the right step. Just to give a little bit of context, Mike de Kock had this horse nominated all over the place. He could have gone with a better draw against better opposition. He's gone with a bad draw against lesser opposition. Heather's Boy, I think, has got feature race written all over, or certainly competing in feature races written all over him. He's one of those exciting 3-year-olds. So Heather's Boy, head and shoulders above the rest. I think that he'll win it. The only horse that I've got time for is number 4, Bacchus. Gavin Larena takes her out for Fabian Habib. It looks like he comes from a long layoff. He does 119 days. He was scratched at the start roughly a month ago. So just watch how he goes down to the start. He might have a couple of quirks about him, hence the headgear that's been on for all 3 starts. I do respect number 4, Bacchus, but he will have to be very, very good to beat number 3, Heather's Boy. And I think the only way Heather's Boy gets beaten is if he just has no luck from a bad draw. I'm excited to see how Heather's Boy goes. Like I said earlier on, like you said, we'll learn a lot more about him after this run. He's the top choice, 3 from 4 in certainly the pick 6 place accumulator. Definitely banker number 3.
Yeah, Heather's Boy looks to be quite an exciting prospect and one to follow. Race number 10, final race on the day. 5 o'clock is the off time, 1600 meters. Fillies and Mares, 75 handicap. Pearl in a Crown favourite at 18 to 10. DeMarco's Jet 28 to 10. Except Cookies at 9 to 2. Last Car to Pass 11 to 2. And then you can get about 8 to 1 and better ball. Those number 3, Rattlebag is the scratch-in. So it's a field of 9 runners that remain. What's your thoughts here, Alistair?
3 horses that I want to pick apart. They are numbers 2, DeMarco's Jet, 5, Pearl in her Crown, and 7, Theatre of Life. Let's go in numerical order. DeMarco's Jet has held her form. I think that she's probably a bit frustrating in that she's a one-time winner. I think she's better than that. She is coming back from a layoff, but I think running fresh could be a bit of an angle here. Gavin Arena takes her out for Waishong Mowing, so let's see how that dynamic starts off on the day. I think she's a live chance, number 2, DeMarco's Jet. 5, Pearl in her Crown ran above her rating last time, or ran to a horse that's certainly held in high regard in the form of We Are the Logans, ran 4 lengths back. She smashed Cat O'Clock at her penultimate start. I know Cat O'Clock won by 7 on Thursday, but didn't beat a very hot field. But I think that she's progressive enough, number 5, Pearl in her Crown, especially going over a mile for the second time in her life. For it, and also she was beaten by also an above average horse in the form of Parisian Walkway. And then number 7, Theatre of Life, had no right to run down Future Date first. Her last time out, really big striding daughter of Patala course. Calvin Habib takes her out. Form lines worked out nicely, so I make number 7, Theatre of Life, a chance as well.
Yeah, Theatre of Life could be some nice value here at around 8 to 1 in the market, with no doubt the 1600 meters on the standside track set to suit this filly. We're going to move along to the suggested bet now, and Alistair will take us through his suggested bet for racing on Saturday out at Turffontein. It is a pick 6 and it begins in race number 4 at 1:30. Alistair, take it away.
So I'm chasing the big fish here, guys. 1:30 when the pick 6 gets underway, as mentioned. Looks like Lucky Lad. It's race to lose. A banker 2 in the first leg. By 2, Home of the Brave, 4, Argo Alley, 5, Utter Rima, and 8, Warhawk Bomber. By numbers 3 and 9, Pistol Pete and Great Tricks, 2 very exciting 3-year-olds. By 3 and 7, Greeting My Master and Jury's Out, but Greeting My Master clearly the horse they all need to beat. By banker number 1, VJ's Angel. By numbers 3 and 4, Heather's Boy and Bacchus. Nice affordable pick 6. I don't see it paying more than 10,000 Rand. Be lucky to pay 5,000 Rand, to be honest. But I do believe that with the class on show and with maybe coming to the end of the month, a few extra shekels in the pocket, some punters are going to play that quite aggressively like I've recommended.
Yeah, looks to be a nice pick 6. Banker Lucky Lad in leg number 1, and then he, as Alistair touched on in race number 5, that's the widest leg off it all, going 2, 4, 5 and 8, 3 and 9, 3 by 7, 1 and then 3 and 4. Alistair, thanks very much. Looking forward to the race meeting on Saturday. As you mentioned at the top of the show, it's 20 races on the local front, so plenty of betting opportunity for the punters. And Hopefully, after the 20 races on Saturday, we can all be smiling and sitting with nice heavy pockets.
And then buy a horse on Sunday, ready to run an unbroken sale at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. Good fun, and thanks so much, Raheel.
Yeah, all the best with racing on Saturday out at Turffontein.